So it's every day for me, literally every day of my broadcast career is an incredible day.
Right now on NABJ News, farewell to the fly job. Radio legend Tom Joyner sits down with NABJ News as he sets to sign off for good. The legacy he's leaving behind.
And coming to a city near you, NABJ announces its 2022 convention host city, where it'll be in the other organization set to join Black journalists.
Talking politics, some 2020 White House hopefuls stop in Miami to talk to convention goers. The headlines during today's presidential forum.
Live from Miami, celebrating 30 years of student productions. This is NABJ News.
Hello everyone, I'm Courtney Wallen.
And I'm Monica Manny. Some big names in politics here at the NABJ convention. Senator Bernie Sanders and Cory Booker stopped in Miami to speak to convention goers. This as NABJ presidential candidates faced off in the forum of their own.
We have team coverage tonight of both presidential forums, starting with Amelia White at convention headquarters. Amelia?
You know, it's an election tradition for presidential candidates to stop by NABJ to address Black journalists from all over the world. And it's only right we stay consistent. Right now, we are underway for the 2020 Presidential Candidates Forum.
We expect to hear from Democratic candidates Cory Booker, Bernie Sanders, and Pete Buttigieg, and Republican candidate Bill Weld. Moderating this event will be Emerging Journalist of the Year and Axios political reporter Alexa McAlmond and the Atlantic political writer Vaughn Newkirk.
The first primary vote won't be casted until another 6 months, but in the meantime, candidates will go on their next stop on their campaign trail. Monica and Courtney.
Thank you, Amelia. And in other political news, there's less than 24 hours until polls close, and NABJ candidates had one last chance to address voters. Candidates for president, secretary, and regional positions discussed finances, future plans, and cleared up miscommunications. But one topic at the forefront of the conversation was the issues of alliances. Audience questions revealed Tory Parrish and Marlon Walker are in an alliance. But Secretary candidate Ernest Owens says alliances are much more than just that. They're more than just endorsements. Owens says alliances and a focus on seniority boxes out younger candidates. He says this makes millennials and young journalists props for change rather than catalysts. You can watch the entire debate on NABJ's Facebook page, and polls close Friday at 5 p.m.
The proposed changes in the NABJ constitutional amendments are forcing people to take sides. They would lower the number of executive board members from 14 to 11. We get the latest now from NABJ News reporter Romello Stiles.
The proposed changes will abolish the academic representative seat on the executive board. If approved by members, it will also merge the 3 co-vice president positions into one. Former NABJ president Will Sutton, who served on the committee that drafted the amendment, says finances are a factor.
I don't think we need to get to membership structure where we're beyond 12 and 15 seats again. We do not have the company support that we used to have in my early days, where companies paid for us to go to convention, paid for us to go to board meetings, paid for us to go to chapter meetings as a regional director. That's just not happening. We are paying for this, and I want to see those dollars invested in our students and our veterans for professional development and for advocacy.
Opponents like Danny Lewis disagree.
When you're eliminating a position, you're eliminating a voice. And I think when we're talking about NABJ, you want to get as many voices heard on that board. And so right now I'm against eliminating any position where another person's feedback will be taken away. So I'm not really too keen on the idea of eliminating that position.
Like past NABJ President Sutton said, in the NABJ Constitution, some things will go and some things will stay. But the question is, will the academic representatives stay or will they go? To find out more, tune in to NABJ News. Back to you, ladies.
Don't forget to cast your vote. You have until 5 p.m. on Friday. Members, check your emails for detail.
And the National Association of Black Journalists is hosting the nation's largest job fair expos for journalists and media professionals of color. As reporter Patsy Douglas shows us, the career fair remains one of the convention's biggest attractions.
They dress to impress and advance their careers.
Perfectly, you want to dress how you want to be addressed. So you already start off and just let them know that you're here for a professional manner and you're trying to procure a job.
Fashion aside, showing up to network like you see right behind me is what some NABJ members get ready for all year. More than 70 corporations like CBS, CNN, and other vendors participate here. Reporter Wale Aliyu says he's gotten his last several jobs from coming to the career fair.
Sometimes I didn't know I was getting the job when I was here. I was just making connections and I was just networking. And then later on, I got the phone calls.
On the other side of the table, KABC Vice President Rob Elmore says he's looking for
a person who has great ethics, who is very curious about the world around her. And also, has an ability to connect.
CNN associate writer Amir Vera says coming to the career fair with a purpose counts.
The way I got my CNN job, I was one of 2 newspaper people in the workshop. So I'm asking all these questions, how to make my newsroom all digital and stuff like that. Meanwhile, everybody else works at the TV station and they're like, what station does this guy work at? He's asking all these simple questions. But, I got approached by the managing editor after that, and then the rest was history.
The heavy foot traffic in the room yields opportunities that could last a lifetime here at the NABJ Career Fair. In Miami, Patsy Douglas, NABJ News.
We'll go to, drumroll please,
Las Vegas, Nevada in 2022.
Yes, you heard that right. Las Vegas will be the host city for the 2020 convention. And if you didn't know, this will be a joint conference with the National Association of Hispanic Journalists, that's NAHJ, just like the 2020 conference scheduled in Washington, D.C. The host city for 2021 is Houston.
Over 3,000 people are here in Miami enjoying the 44th annual NABJ convention, and it's been an incredible ride so far. Wednesday opened up the convention with a variety of workshops and seminars for professionals, tackling hot-button issues and very specific problems Black journalists face in their newsrooms. Some attendees learned how to embrace newer technologies seen more in the newsroom, like drones. Career Fair 101 prepped a lot of young journalists for what to expect and how to stand out at the career fair. The opening ceremony officially kicked off the convention and started the party. Some of the shining stars of NABJ were presented awards on stage for their work, and representatives of South Florida welcomed convention goers with open arms.
Today has been a pretty good day. I stayed dried most of the day. I don't know about you, but it was a little bit warmer here in Miami. That's because if you look, we can see temperatures compared to Key West and Fort Lauderdale were warmer than normal. Right now, here in Miami, it's 78 degrees, but in Gainesville, we have 80. When we go up north, 84 in Pensacola and 86 in Tallahassee. Clearly, the state is experiencing different temperatures throughout the entire area. Looking at our forecast for tomorrow, early morning into the early afternoon, 6 a.m., 79 degrees with a 10% chance of rain. Don't leave your umbrellas at home because by noon, we're going to be experiencing 20%, 92 degrees, 3 p.m., 94 degrees, and 30% chance. Our rain chance over the weekend is going to be just about the same situation. Keep your umbrellas with you because it's not going to dry up anytime soon. Friday, 30% chance. Sunday, 50% chance. So we're going to definitely expect some scattered rain throughout the area. Thanks for listening. Back to you guys, and I'll have more later.
Thank you, Micah. Now, the convention is usually known for helping a lot of Black journalists get some serious work done, but attendees had a little fun thanks to Disney. Now, the event had music from The Lion King and previews of coming attractions at the Disney theme park. It also featured appearances of some big-name stars, including Grammy-winning award artist Neo, J.D. McCrary, the young voice of Simba in The Lion King, and the 2019 100 Dreamers Academy winner, Anthony Juba Richardson.
I was blown away by his talent. I was blown away by his drive, and I'm looking forward to great things from this guy.
The internship definitely sparked a huge motivation track in me. Ever since this internship had started, my musicality has just increased tenfold.
No dream is too far-fetched. I've learned that through this experience. Beforehand, I was just a kid with a dream who wanted to make music. There are millions, if not billions, of other kids with the same dream, just like me. Probably more talented than me. Well off, maybe more well off, maybe not so well off. But you never know until you try.
And if you're interested in applying, the 100 Disney Dreamers Academy is now accepting applications until October 31st.
The Fly Jock is hanging up his headphones for the last time. Longtime radio show host Tom Joyner is being honored at the NABJ convention for his legendary career. I got the chance to speak with him about what's next. Some call him the greatest man in radio, but the Fly Jock's reign is coming to an end. Tom Joyner has been in radio for the past 40 years, and soon he can enjoy retirement. The show that many have listened to on their morning commute is ending after 25 years.
So it's every day for me, literally. Every day of my broadcast career is an incredible day.
A new wave of radio writers are taking over. Joyner gives his blessing and passes the torch of talk to radio host Ricky Smiley. Joyner has committed his life to super serving the black community. He's being inducted into the NABJ Hall of Fame this year.
Even on the radio, when you have a whole lot of people listening, talk to that one person.
Joyner is not just an on-air personality. He's also committed to education in the black community. The Tom Joyner Foundation helps get students to HBCUs for what Joyner says is a personalized education. The Tom Joyner Foundation has raised more than $65 million to send students to HBCUs.
And hitting the ways to send journalism students to college. We'll explain in a bit.
Plus, invasion of the crabs? A look at the crustaceans taking over the Magic City.
But first, a young lady who's already making her mark as a multimedia professional. We'll introduce you to 9-year-old Tiana Sermons after the break. Stay with us.
It was just like a big bomb, and then I saw just this huge cloud of debris.
Local 10 News, first on the scene.
We're looking at live pictures of Sky 10 showing area near where a gas explosion happened. There is a lot of devastation in the parking lot area.
A gas explosion rocks the city of Plantation.
The whole front of our store is gone. It's not there anymore. It was all blown in.
Stay tuned for up-to-the-minute breaking details.
It just looks like an apocalypse.
Shopping center explosion. Continuing coverage on the one and only Local 10 News.
Let's go, time to get up. You don't want to be late for the first day of school.
Good morning, South Florida.
We have a Local 10 back to school alert.
It's the first day back to school and we already have traffic on I-95.
Grab that umbrella. Showers might be headed your way.
Got it.
Make back to school mornings easy with on-the-go alerts and the Local 10 Morning News Team.
Alexa, open Local 10.
Welcome to the Local 10 News skill. Get the latest news and weather updates. Would you like to hear the latest news or weather update?
News.
Here is the latest news update.
Local 10 News starts right now.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Eric Yutzi.
Alexa and Local 10 make it easy to stay connected to the news that matters most to you. The one and only Local 10 News. Thank you, South Florida, for making Local 10 News #1 again, 7 days a week.
The youngest member of the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists is in Miami for the NABJ conference, and she's quite impressive. Melody Green is here with her incredible story.
Out of several thousand attendees at this year's NABJ convention, there's one conference goer who's making a huge impression.
Tiana is enjoying her first NABJ experience.
It is everything. It gives me so many opportunities. It opens so many doors for me. I just love it.
Tiana is the youngest reporter for Time Magazine for Kids. She says when she gets older, she wants to create her own company.
When I first started, I liked writing books. So I wrote a lot of books. I started doing scripts. And there was some other things. I would like write little things, like fun things, like little stories. I wrote a poem and things like that.
And she's not too young to give advice to other up-and-coming journalists.
What I would say to them is keep believing and don't stop dreaming. That's the biggest thing, because whenever it's like, when you say you can't, then you can't. But when you say you can and actually believe in yourself, you can make your dream come true.
You can follow Tiana and watch her career at Facebook at Tiana Cherie, YouTube at Tiana Sermons, and follow her on Instagram at Tiana Cherie Official.
A massive amount of crawling crabs caught invading a South Florida community, and some even invaded the convention headquarters. An NABJ member sent us this video of the crustacean creeping around the convention site. Now that's pretty creepy crawly, Micah. How's it looking out there for some weather?
Well, the weather is not looking crabby at all. I will say that today was pretty nice. If we can look at our 7-day planner, tomorrow we'll be experiencing 94 degrees. Moving forward in the day planner, we can see that Saturday, 93, 40% chance of rain, and that's going to continue throughout the rest of the week. 30% chance by the end of the week on Thursday. We're going to stay in those high 70s, and so make sure you guys continue to keep those umbrellas on you, as well as your rain boots, in case you guys are going somewhere where you might be experiencing a lot of rain in the area. So make sure that you guys are prepared. The rain's not going to go away anytime soon. But back to you guys in the news studio.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
It is amazing what a camera can do. Find out how all these photos around me are helping student journalists with their scholarships and programs. And find out how you can help them too, coming up next.
One of the hottest events of the convention happened this morning. We'll take you there.
Local 10 News presents the Florida Files podcast. Get caught up on one of the worst shootings in FBI history that happened right here in Miami. Hear interviews from special agents caught in the gunfight and the chilling 911 calls. Subscribe to the Florida Files, a Local 10 News original podcast.
Hurricane Irma reminded us it's not if we'll lose power, it's for how long. When severe weather strikes, tune in to Local 10 News on our radio partners.
Stay in touch with Local 10 News on 101.5 Light FM, 102.7 The Beach, AM 790 The Ticket, 104.3 The Shark, and 96.7 and 101.7 Pirate Radio Key West. Or download the Local 10 Betty Davis weather app or the Max Tracker Hurricane app with live audio streaming.
Local 10 News, your weather authority, keeping you safe before, during, and after the storm.
It was just like a big bomb, and then I saw just this huge cloud of debris.
Local 10 News, first on the scene.
We're looking at live pictures of Sky 10 showing area near where a gas explosion happened. There is a lot of devastation in the parking lot area.
A gas explosion rocks the city of Plantation.
The whole front of our store's gone. It's not there anymore. It was all blown in.
Stay tuned for up-to-the-minute breaking details.
It just looks like an apocalypse.
Shopping center explosion. Continuing coverage on the one and only Local 10 News. Thank you, South Florida, for making Local 10 News #1. Again, 7 days a week.
Welcome back. We just want to make a quick correction. Las Vegas will host the NABJ convention in 2022, not 2020. 2020 will be held in Washington, D.C.
An NABJ tradition is fundraising for scholarships and programs for student photojournalists.
Kara Nelson explains how one photo could be more than just 1,000 words.
NABJ's Visual Task Force is hosting their annual art auction, where all these photos you see behind me will help fund student programs and scholarships.
It started off as an opportunity for photojournalists to showcase their work.
and we were able to auction images off with the proceeds going to student scholarship. So it became a way for the task force to be able to give back to the next generation of visual journalists.
The art auction is a cherished NABJ tradition, and hundreds of members at the convention say they look forward to breaking from workshops and immersing themselves in the art world.
Members who come every year and who donate probably out of their own pockets about $2,000, $3,000, sometimes for an image or a few images, but on average the auctions raise about $20,000 to $25,000. We had a year where we raised 32.
These art enthusiasts are not paying big bucks for ordinary photos. McNeil says each image is meant to spark conversation or awareness on various social issues. The portraits are designed to inspire people all over the world.
Look for images that really speak to the people. What's going on in the year? How can we visually showcase that at the auction?
It's also an opportunity to take a look into the past.
We got this image here from Chris McNair's family. It's an image of one of the father of one of the girls who was killed in a Birmingham bombing. He was able to capture different people like Martin Luther King and Shuttlesworth. And we really appreciate the photographers donate, and it helps the students.
This year's auction is this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come out and be a part of NABJ's tradition. At the convention, Kara Nelson, NABJ News.
Dozens of eager NABJ conference attendees lined the hallways for the Sports Task Force Mentor Breakfast. They began lining up nearly an hour before the event. NABJ sports reporter Jermaine Johnson joins us live with what all the hype was about. Jermaine?
This breakfast is one of the hottest events at the convention every year. Both the young and seasoned journalists excited to network and build relationships. Florida A&M student Sterling Bright had his shining moment in front of a packed house, but he was looking to do more than stand out.
I never actually had a mentor in my actual field. NABJ has definitely taught me how important it is to have that person in your corner for you to help you get better.
Bright, along with Arizona State's Juliet Ball, were each awarded a scholarship at the Sports Task Force Mentor Breakfast.
My initial words once I got the phone call was, booyah.
Ball was the recipient of the Stuart Scott Internship and Scholarship Program, named after the late ESPN Sports Center anchor.
And I just actually met Stuart Scott's niece, which was one of the coolest experiences.
ESPN's Michael Eaves and Elle Duncan hosted the event. They led panel discussions on the importance of mentorship and navigating the industry.
The panels were amazing. I learned so much, and it's important to talk about those uncomfortable topics. People go up there and talk about, how we do feel different and uncomfortable in different situations. It's important to have a space where we can talk about things like that.
Many of the people stayed afterwards to network and make the most of the opportunity. I know that I definitely would not be where I am without the help of my mentors. So shout out to the Sports Task Force for such an amazing event. After the break, Michael will be back with a final look at weather.
Alexa, open Local 10.
Welcome to the Local 10 News Skill. Get the latest news and weather updates. Would you like to hear the latest news or weather update?
News.
Here is the latest news update.
Local 10 News starts right now.
Good Monday morning, South Florida. I'm Eric Yutzi.
Alexa and Local 10 make it easy to stay connected to the news that matters most to you. The one and only Local 10 News. Local 10 News presents the Florida Files podcast. Get caught up on one of the worst shootings in FBI history that happened right here in Miami. Hear interviews from special agents caught in the gunfight and the chilling 911 calls. Subscribe to the Florida Files, a Local 10 News original podcast.
Hurricane Irma reminded us it's not if we'll lose power, it's for how long. When severe weather strikes, tune in to Local 10 News on our radio partners.
Stay in touch with Local 10 News on 101.5 Light FM, 102.7 The Beach, AM 790 The Ticket, 104.3 The Shark, and 96.7 and 101.7 Pirate Radio Key West. Or download the Local 10 Betty Davis weather app or the Max Tracker Hurricane app with live audio streaming.
Local 10 News, your weather authority, keeping you safe before, during, and after the storm.
NABJ members hit the water last night for a great cause. The Scholarship on the Seas cruise raised money to help journalism students to go to college. The cruisers were met on the red carpet and got the chance to have some fun while sailing down Miami's intercoastal waterway. Local Miami DJ Irie, and rapper Ludacris were honored for their work. Comedian and host of The Talk, Cheryl Underwood, was also honored. She shared her support for Black journalists and their historical importance.
Black journalists have been telling the truth further back, but it wasn't until we saw the power of Emmett Till's picture being seen, until we start documenting the lynching, until Fannie Lou Hamer and Ida B. Wells.
Ludacris was not able to make the event, so his mother accepted the award on his behalf.
That's all for NABJ News.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Welcome to the National Convention for the National Association of Black Journalists.
Every city NABJ touches down in brings excitement and energy. Professionals of color from all over the country and world congregate to exchange ideas, network, and collaborate. Headliners and candidates come too because they want to get their stories out. And for the past 30 years, college students have set up newsrooms to cover NABJ's newsworthy moments, and that gives them their starts as newsmakers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nikki Mohan, anchor reporter here at Local 10 in Miami. I got my start in the business at the 93 convention in Houston, Texas, from this lady, founder Dr. Sheila Brooks. I was a producer on NABJ TV, and you gave me my start.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I would not accept you because you were late and I kicked you out.
But I stayed anyway, and you learned to love me.
Well, all right, I'll give you that. So let me tell you how the project really started. In 1990 in Los Angeles, a few hardworking, selfless professionals and I, we came in and we took the next generation of journalists and we gave them a realistic idea of how the business worked. And that meant that we had to show them and set up a newsroom of professionals at the convention hotel with these students as our reporters, our producers, our editors, photographers, and then we taught them how to write headlines and make deadlines.
My name is Leslie Foster, and I'm now the main anchor at WUSA 9. I anchor the evening shows in the 11 o'clock.
Leslie Foster is now a household name in Washington, D.C., and an accomplished journalist. 2 decades ago, this is the college student Leslie Foster that walked into an NABJ TV newsroom in 1994, and she was late.
If you know Sheila, you know you are not late and you are where you need to be when you need to be there. So I spent half my time trying to change her first impression of me.
She soon found out as a reporter on the NABJ student projects the importance of being on time and making the deadline. Over the past 30 years, the NABJ student projects that included TV and the NABJ Monitor newspaper eventually included multimedia and radio. Founder Sheila Brooks and her team mean business. Professionals guide reporters and producers on all the basics to survive in their first jobs. I would not have gotten my start in this business without it. When being interviewed about the experience years later, here's what I had to say.
I cried my very first day. I bawled. I swore this was not for me.
Many of these faces and bylines are now nationally known. Students are flown into the NABJ convention now, and they have more resources than ever. In the beginning, it was just the sweat, grit, and dedication of professionals who wanted to give back.
Hi, I'm Pat Thompson, and I was the very first NABJ Student Projects Editor-in-Chief. I talked some of my professional friends and former colleagues from all over the nation into joining me on the staff, and we had an absolute blast.
Anyone who has helped on the project knows it is a 24/7 job. Some students come with more skill sets than others.
Good evening.
Police start ticketing those today. This is Nicole Killian. Good night. I don't know.
The one common denominator? They all leave knowing how to get it done.
Now the intensity of play among the men here is high. I've been in the business 22 years now, and I got my start in the student project for NABJ back in 1997. NABJ TV's own Sheila Brooks competed today, and I heard she did fairly well, so congratulations, Sheila. That was the first time doing the student project in Chicago was the first time I really got to put who, what, when, where, why, and how together and put it on the air and see how it's done. It was life-changing for me, and it was a game changer.
You know, my experience with the NABJ TV project really was fantastic. I think as a college student, I went into it thinking it was going to be chill, a lot of seminars, a lot of talking. It really was hands-on, though, with the professionals really putting us through our paces. I learned so much about deadlines, how to write conversationally, and ethics. I think it really is what college students need to go through to really become good journalists.
In every city, professionals at local TV stations dedicate their staff and dinner breaks to tape the newscasts that are then shown at the convention. Now, convention goers can follow the event online and on social media. Students learn skills that help in the news industry and beyond.
Just ahead, a special night of gospel at Chicago's House of Blues.
And back in the mid-90s, I was in the NABJ Student Project. And while I'm not in journalism anymore, all the things I learned in journalism have suited my career so well.
Hi, I'm Erin Rogers. I did student projects in 2009 and 2011. I am currently the morning and noon anchor at WMAZ TV in Central Georgia.
Now back to Miss Leslie Foster. Apparently she and Sheila, they're good now.
Well, I am grateful to NABJ for the introduction to not just the NABJ student projects, but to Sheila Brooks, who has been a long-lasting presence and imprint in my life. I am grateful for her. I'm grateful for this experience.
And that is why you are the 2019 prestigious Ida B. Wells Award recipient, Dr. Brooks. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
And thank you too, Nikki. And we also want to thank President Sarah Glover, also once an NABJ baby on the NABJ monitor staff. And congratulations to everyone who has worked so hard on the multimedia student projects for the last 3 decades. It's been an amazing 30 years.